Hello friends, hope you are doing well. Welcome to another episode, and today we are going to discuss about a no-code AI agent or no-code AI tool called Cursor AI. So if you are a AI digital growth agency owner or an individual freelancer want to build your application for yourself or your client, this tool is amazing. This is not a sponsored video, just for sharing how AI can help you in development. I'm making this video. So first of all, the AI has totally changed the development landscape in 2026. You are someone who are interested to learn coding or only need how to use the AI tool. Of course, you need the development skills and concept, because this is the skill set that will speed up the development process, and you can guide the AI to build something according to your requirement. The first thing first, we are primarily focusing on the Cursor AI. What is Cursor AI? Let us try to understand from Wikipedia. For example, if you want to make a website and you have a planning, just you write what exactly feature you want, and the Cursor AI understand your goal, and now it opens a coding platform environment like VS Code and start coding automatically without any human intervention. Of course, it asks some question to clarify your code, your expectation. And this Cursor is basically owned by Anyspheres Inc. It is a California-based, San Francisco-based startup, and at present it makes a revenue of around 3 billion as per the recent of May 2026, and owned by SpaceX. Now you can understand this is no doubt a very reliable platform, especially those who have some doubt about the privacy of the content. Look at the frequently asked question here in this website, and you will clarify many doubts. So especially it is a paid software, so it has a different plan, subscription plan. So especially for the hobby developer, like if you are just trying to test the feature, then it is free. And of course, you know that if you ask something to AI to perform a task, it use some sort of token, and this token you use is depending on the subscription level that you spending for building this app. So there are some discount if you go for the yearly and monthly. There are different things. So first thing first, if you are a web developer, what are your main stacks? Like whether you want to use PHP or Tailwind CSS for the front end. Some basic idea about those stacks is the technology stack is very important, otherwise it will be doing something, and if you need some sort of modification, you will be very stuck in this situation. Let us take a scenario like you are building a landing page website for a local service. So local service are targeted to a very specific geographical location. Your customers are located like around miles, and you are not promoting your business like nationwide, so you don't need to focus on building nationwide presence. So vibe coding can help you to make a landing page within like a now, and here most of the things are very focused on conversion. So it must have a call to action button. Let us assume you are a plumber website or a HVAC service based or cleaning service based website. Your primary attraction is your phone number, so that somebody call you and you can make a contact, or a simple form that is capturing your name, phone number and zip code, and a brief note about the service they want. People also want to see some trust signal, like you have some Google review, you have presence in Facebook and social media, how many years you are in the business. If it is a very specific trade centric service, then you also need the license and insurance pages. You can also demonstrate some testimonial, some before and after photos. So if you write all those requirements in the text file, Cursor AI can understand exactly you want from its experience. So you can list the services, and it is also important that it maintain a local business schema is very helpful for the search engine. So these are the priority. If you want to build a landing page for a local business, you also prioritize the mobile responsiveness. It must load fast on any device. Then it is conversion focus. That means it at a fraction of a second it is loading on a mobile device, and people can send a request for a service. So these are the things. So understand now Now let's how it is documented. This is the dashboard of a Cursor AI. So basically you are writing some sort of requirement in plain English, and it is in a particular folder you are starting the development. I have a separate video where I demonstrate how to build using Cursor AI. So it creates a local URL like localhost 300 where you can see the actual website live, and then you are just uploading this content to your domain or a hosting. You can buy the hosting and domain from any provider. If you need any service or help, you can hire a freelance developer like me, and we can do these tasks for you. Just all you need, if you have a structure of your website that these are the things I want to implement in my website, a freelancer website can do it like in a few hours at a fraction of cost that was previously charged by development team. So it is amazing that these has some testimonial from the president of NVIDIA and the Y Combinator general partner. So there are many big shots are giving testimonial to this. Interestingly, this AI tool can use any open source LLM model or paid LLM model for the coding. Like it can use as a brain, like you subscription on OpenAI, you can use that, or a Claude AI, because that even so there is a competition actually though. So 3 other tools are doing the same thing. If we take example of a Claude desktop software or Codex or the Gemini, Antigravity, all are doing the same kind of thing. But of course Cursor AI is one of the pioneer in this list. So look at their documentation. I want to overview the main features there. So here is the dashboard. Let us see the dashboard in detail to understand actually what is there. So if we look at the dashboard, so you can see actually that is just like your chat GPT. And so here you can see the code, and here is a chat area where you can request new you can also see the code, and also you can see the history of different conversation of your past requested. So this is a UI. When you download it according to your device, you can get different kind of exe file for installing it. Installing is very much simple. Then next thing is what are the model you want to use to do the coding. So you can put and see the output. So for each million token there is a price. So when your application is very complex, there are many business logic, it will use more tokens, so price will be higher. And when you have very minimum request and it need to use its brain too much, so the price will be reduced. There are some API pools available when you select a specific model and use drawn from API pool at the model. So here is the catch, like you are using Cursor AI, but you can use different model as a brain. So Anthropic has like Sonnet, which is very for any kind of coding. Pulse is better than Sonnet. So here you can see the input cost and the cache cost, then output cost, etc. You can use any of these model. There is a huge list of model available. This particular open source model is cheapest. It is a Chinese model, Kimi, and you can try it. So here is the plans. There are different plans available for this, so it depends on the daily users. So basically, if you are building a very normal website which is not so complex, the subscription is good enough. But if you are building a very complex web application that has different kind of business logic, it is a little bit expensive, more. So here videos are available to where you can see the demonstration how it exactly works. So here is a tab where you can start the chat, and you can mention any particular file using the @sign. So you are directing the AI agent like a developer. I want this specific change in this file for this purpose. So here prompt engineering is very important, how to write this prompt. You are basically writing an instruction and giving a direction, what kind of output you are exactly looking at this. So here the component, the agent is built using three major components. What are these components? One is the instruction, the system prompt, which is already there in this application. So it already some sort of training, and some tools where you can do the editing of the code. So basically, if you are completely depending on the AI for all sort of changes, that is a little bit more time consuming and token consuming. If you do some coding by yourself and then take help from AI, that will be faster. So here the code base, searching the code base, then using some terminal, these are the tools. And model are actually the brain, the large language model. You can pick any model. So three things are important: the instruction that already in the system, the tool you are using, etc. Inside the tool, here you can see some web-based search, editing the stuff, some using browser and looking at the output. And when it is editing file, you can open some files in the browser area. So this is how in this demonstration you can see you are giving multiple in a queue, and it can take those multiple requests in a queue, and when you press enter, you are actually sending this request. And this is how it works. Very simple. So here there are different mode available. So basically the agent start the planning first. So when you say I need a website for a plumbing company with this following feature, with a CTA button, with a service list and testimonial, some picture galleries, or etc. So it makes a plan what it is going to deliver. So you need to look at the plan. If you see some plannings are not so good, you can add some comment to improve those plan, and AI agent on this. On the other side, if you want to be more specific about one particular module, then you can elaborate the understanding of AI by adding more points on it. So remember this: if you are requesting too much feature at a time, your token limit will be exhausted, and that is more expensive. So enterprise level subscription, when you are dealing with a big application, there is no bounding for that. But I think a small request can give better result very quickly. So if you compare it with the VS Code, you can actually install an extension on your VS Code, and Cursor AI can give you the same experience on VS Code platform. So reviewing the setting is very important. Look at your Cursor agent setting, look at what kind of model you are using, and look at the agents. And agent is like using a .md file, you can actually share what is your concern, or anything like a communication you want. You can save it as a .md file and then share this, mention this particular file in your conversation, and AI pick up these points from there. So planning mode, how it exactly work when you are doing some planning, how exactly work. Agent asks, clarify some of the question. First it make a list of points based on its assumption. If it finds some of the points are not clear, then it asks more question. So researching on the code base, if you want to change an existing code, it actually research the code and understand exactly how it is working. Then based on it asks more question. So it is like understanding the software development lifecycle. And if you are involved in a software development lifecycle as a developer or a project manager, then these conversations, these points will be very much clear to you, because it is like real life use of a development. And so you can review each and every point, you can edit them. This is the flexibility. When you are in planning mode, you have all the flexibility to modify the planning. More time you are spending on planning, you can get accurate result from this. So the planning stage is very important. Then it is prompting stage. In prompting stage, at mention, this at mention is used by other tools as well. Like if you use any other coding agent, this at sign is like universal. So by adding the at sign, you can specify a specific file or a folder where the cursor need to see the code, and you can also do some sort of documentation if required. You can mention terminal to include some input and output in the terminal. So these are some advanced level features that you can utilize. You can also mention at browser, that will indicate that this context is relevant to built-in browsers or something like that. So these are good for advanced level coder, but building a website doesn't require so many things together. Voice input is also applicable. That means you don't need to write the prompt. In fact, you can make a conversation and it can do your tasks. Context is very important, how you are using context. I have a separate article on this, like context now a very important part in utilizing AI. So when you are writing any prompt for AI, one important point, there are some inbuilt instruction already there in this code, in this application. So it is smart enough to understand them. It has some skills are nothing but a description of exactly what are the skills that required for doing these tasks. There are some MCPs server, which is like a C port for LLM model. So basically when you add a MCP server, you are actually connecting an LLM model to your application. So in these MCP servers are helpful to get more and more instruction from LLM model, and that makes the coding easy. And then debugging is a important part in any coding. Like you want to fix something when you are testing it as a user and find it like it misunderstood your instruction or something it developed which is actually not necessary for your application. So in that case, debugging is like so what is very important when we are doing vibe coding, keeping some backup of your code is very important, so that in future you can the past code. Sometimes some code are helpful, and when you say some modification, it automatically change the entire things. So design mode is another thing where exactly you look at a specific area on the browser, and then you can instruct that I want this change in this area, and it do the changes. So it is design mode is more helpful for creative designer. So it is like working on a Figma software or something like that. So other tools are like to terminal, and then browser, search, then canvases. So worktree, here is a demonstration of exactly how worktree work. So here is the most interesting part. Since these are developed by high level developers, so they know in real life developer use different kind of tools. For example, a backend developer depending on a front-end developer for building some front end. So like you can front-end developer agent as a plugin in this application and just request, okay, build me for this application, and you don't need to worry about the front-end things. You can more focus on the back-end part. There are many other plugins available for this. So basically what plugin contains, plugin basically contain some rules, some skills. When we talk about skills, the skills are capability of the application. Like you are in a project, you want a certain capability like building database or migrating database or something like this. So agents are basically ready to listen the prompt and do specific tasks, and for doing the specific tasks they are in some skills. So if your skill file mention those skill set, they get idea what kind of skill set they need to use in this development. There are some comments. The MCP server I already told, it is like a USB port of adding the brain, another brain or LLM model. There are some hooks available that actually trigger some kind of script when there is a specific event. So there is basically a marketplace available where you can buy different kind of plugins. So like other software understood, this is the age of AI agent based development. So they understand most of the developer are switching to this AI agent based development vibe coding. So they also developed the connection plugin for them. So you can find all the popular tools as in the so this is the point. And now we understand that when you are dealing with some cloud agent, especially cloud agent are hosted in a cloud server, and they are connected to regular other tools like Slack, then GitHub, and these are some ideas that you need to put together when you are building it like a big project, or not a hobby project or individual project. And so here the infrastructure that showing, let us try to understand this infrastructure. Development infrastructure allows agent to work like an engineer that do. So here you can see the agent development environment. Let us focus it a little bit, and you can see that this is isolated VM virtual software, and it is working like a sandbox. Inside this there are some browser terminals, secrets, dependencies, and another is governance and security. So it is looking at the network versioning, audit, log, etc. So let us assume that this environment is like a advanced level app. Now what it is showing on browser, how it is connected to network, how it is controlling its browsing version, etc. So as a result, it is showing this capability like running a test, verify the work, access services. So these are the setup tools. Like no matter how advanced coder you are, you will find your necessary configuration in this tool, and especially the capabilities. Look at this feature. When you are adding a cloud agent to your cursor, it is making the application more faster because of its capability. We are not going to that direction right now. Let us talk about some of the integration. Generally, a development team use some common tools. These tools are like Slack is a platform where actually multiple developers talk about the new changes. Here cursor play as a team member, and when you mention cursor in like add cursor, make the required changes, it actually respond like a member. So here how you can integrate cursor and Slack together, and how you can use this, like whenever you write cursor, then an instruction it follows. Microsoft Team integration is also possible. Some like to use this as a tool, so you can just make a conversation with cursor using this. Notion is very popular, and you can also integrate cursor with Notion. Like Jira is a project management software, and also help it to make the backlogs and make the modification. Here you can add cursor as your team member, so when you mention something as cursor, it can give you response based on the code base or the project. So basically you can look at the documentation, and there is an integration, make the integration. GitHub is very important, especially when you do the version control of GitHub. Like you are giving permission to cursor to your GitHub account, and if it is like a paid GitHub account, then you can keep a record of your all version, and this integration basically helpful for version control. So these are some conversation. You can also get integration for other tools of version control like Bitbucket, and it doesn't matter what kind of programming language you are using, whether it is Python, TypeScript, cursor is built for everything. There are more opportunity to learn about cursor because they have a very good tutorial section where good quality videos explain and demonstrate how exactly it works, understanding token and pricing, understanding context. So how you can utilize those tools, to how you can integrate it to your Figma, working with agents. So it is quite a very robust demonstration focused tutorial for learning, and that was our presentation about cursor in 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. I hope it is helpful for you. See you guys in another episode. Till then, take care.